Hello, my name is Juan, and I have a question for you. Are you currently in the market for buying a dog? Are you and your family have been thinking about adding a special someone to your pack? Or how about this? Maybe you were that little kid who always wanted a dog, but your parents didn't let you have one. So maybe you're on that fence. Maybe you're on that person who is on the fence about getting a dog. So today, our hope is to persuade you to adopt a dog versus buying a dog. Did you know that there are more homeless animals than there are people in the world today? According to Morgan Greenwald, shelters today are overpopulated. There's too many animals in the shelters to keep, and for this reason, a lot of animals are being euthanized in order to make room for more dogs. Many animals in the streets die of starvation or simply just run-ins with cars. Um, so there's there's two ways of getting dogs, and that is through an animal shelter or a dog breeder. And animal shelters exist for several reasons. As mentioned earlier, shelters are full because shelters bring in most of the dogs that have either been lost, have been stranded, or have been abandoned. And they also bring in stray dogs or stray animals. Shelters offer a loving environment for these dogs. They care for the animals, they feed the animals, and most of the time they vaccinate these animals. So think about a shelter as a temporary haven for these animals. But there is a downside. They need people to adopt. They need people like you to come in and save these animals because every time you adopt an animal, it means one less abandoned animal. I want to list some reasons and some places actually where to find these shelters. And we have places like BARC, there's the Humane Society. In Pasadena, they have the Pasadena Animal Shelter. Resources where you can find shelters is places like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Now, I want to talk about the differences between shelters and dog breeders. Because there are some very distinct differences. For dog breeders, they have a more technical name, which is called designer breeding, and this is basically the act of intentionally breeding two separate types of breeds. Most breeds that you see today or that we know were they were made of two different types of breeds, even three breeds, and they took time because somebody somewhere took the time to bring in two different types of dogs to make the breeds that you see or that you know today. So another thing that happens with this is a genetic defect because of so much inbreeding in animals. Um, Dog breeding is sole purpose is to make money, is to sell, is to make the sale more appealing, is to sell dogs, and that's what it is, and that's why you have very expensive breeds because they come from some well-known dog breeding. Um, Now, I want to talk about the advantages of adopting from a shelter. So, in a shelter, dogs develop personalities. So when a dog is given the environment where it's cared for, where it's fed, where it's with other dogs, dogs develop a personality. Believe it or not, most of the times, or sometimes they're even trained. These dogs are nurtured, and most importantly, they're loved on. Um, some other advantages of adopting from a shelter is you have a larger range of dogs. You have more variety of dogs to choose from than versus going to a dog breeder where they have a specific dog breed. So you're gonna have all ages, you're gonna have all sizes of dogs. And like we mentioned already, most of these dogs are vaccinated, most of these dogs are spayed and neutered, and the price is way more affordable. Now, as to conclude this, I just want to reinstate why it's so important, why it's a better option to adopt, because it is rewarding, because you get this amazing feeling of satisfaction because you're basically saving the life of a beautiful little dog somewhere who otherwise would have been in the streets left alone and not being fed and probably just died from natural causes or the very terrible cause of being run over by a car. So I just want to remind you, it's giving a dog a second chance in life, an opportunity to thrive in this world. They deserve that same opportunity. And it's also making people to not go to these breeders and making them make all this money. And most importantly is to give this dog a home. Thank you.